For those of you guys watching on stream, my name is RidditZ, RidditZ. Thanks so much for watching. I cast quite a bit of the South American qualifiers, TI qualifiers a while back. So it's always a pleasure to cast the games. It's always fun, action-packed games all around. I remember when I was casting previously, it was just crazy games literally from minute one or even before minute one. So let's see how today's games go. We'll, of course, be casting two games, two best of threes. It will be this one, and then I'll be casting the loser bracket as well. So stay tuned. It's going to be a good 6 hours of Dota coming up. Currently 11 p.m. here in South Africa, so it's going to be fun. Waiting for the next pick up here from Playmakers. It is going to be a Juggernaut. So, not a lot, I think, has changed on Juggernaut, of course, except his ultimate coming through with the ability, with the attack speed, procs. Specifically, what else was changed on Juggernaut? I mean, I know his agility was increased. His base damage, of course, didn't change. But Omni Slash works quite a lot different. Let me actually open up the thing. I don't know about if they changed anything further in A, B, or C, but the initial changes, of course, were actual real attacks that your Omni Slash does. So it's now a time period for 3, I think, to 3.5 seconds that you will jump between. So the faster you attack, the more Omni Slashes you'll actually be able to get off. And Faceless Void coming up here from Infamous. So going for the anti-status resistant hero. As I mentioned with the Enigma, Faceless Void is the same. I mean, it doesn't matter what your status resistance is. You're still trapped in that chronosphere, in that black hole for as long as it takes. As well as the Keeper of the Light, it is, I think it's a straight 1.3 seconds. Status resistance does not affect Keeper of the Light's ulti. I will have to double check on that one though. Will-o'-the-Wisp, I'll actually check on Reddit a little bit later to see what happens. Looking through towards the next picks here from Playmakers. I mean, they have the Rubik, Juggernaut, Grimstroke. I would like to see something more, you know, that can frontline a little bit more coming up for the side of Playmakers. Unless they're just going to be ganking the whole time. They are going to need the likes of Lone Dread's been banned, Centaur's been banned. Well, Axe is still in the pool. Axe might not be a bad pick here for the side of Play. Is Axe in the pool? Yes, it is. Considering they're up against a Void, a Sand King, an Ogre, 3 melee heroes coming through. And it's going to be a Doom. Okay. So it was between the Axe and the Doom. Doom, in my honest opinion, is still broken, even though he's been changed a little bit again, I think, after the clean 7.20 patch. But, like, at level 10, you can have roughly around 50 HP regen per second. If you have the Satire creep or the Hadouken creep, as well as a few items, like small items, you can have, I think, around 50 HP regen per second, which is honestly just ridiculous. Before level 6, you could be running around with between 20, I think, and 25 to 30 max HP regen. So you can literally stay in lane, and as long as you eat a creep, you'll be okay. It's extremely difficult to kill. Now, if you combo that with the likes of a Grimstroke coming up, although Grimstroke will most likely be run as a pairing with Juggernaut. But if you do combo that up with the likes of a Grimstroke, Doom starts looking extremely dangerous. But no Slark being picked up just yet, so I'm quite surprised on that front. No Lich as well, no Phoenix. So there are a few heroes that have been picked and banned quite a bit that are being basically ignored here. Infamous take out the Pugna. And it's Playmakers last turn. I mean, are we going to see a Luna being banned out here? Because Luna might actually work very well with the side of Infamous, considering, oh, it's going to be a Tinker ban. But then who goes mid if the Luna... I mean, Luna can't really go mid. Sorry, completely ignore what I just said there. But Luna is also still in the pool, and Luna is one of those heroes that, in all honesty, is broken. The aura that the Luna gives, which, you know, gives extra to your primary attribute, just breaks the game sometimes, especially if you get a good early lead. I know Na'Vi, one of their games, they were taking high ground at around 18 minutes with a Luna. But it's going to be the Dragonite, so passive mid. We're going to see Dragonite PA mid. But then again, PA doesn't stack that well with a Void. Infamous can actually get away with a lot here, because it does seem like this is a support Rubik with a mid Dragonite carry Juggernaut offlane Doom. So pos 4 Grimstroke, pos 5 Rubik. So Infamous can be a little bit more greedy in the mid lane if they want to. Considering Dragonite doesn't have that much kill potential, you can't kill him back, but it can just be a farm fest completely between the two. Let's see. Last pick coming up for Infamous. Tinker was banned. There's going to be their mid here. And yeah, I mean, a Tinker does well against a Dragonite, but most heroes don't necessarily do well, but they draw even with the DK. Taking a bit of time here to pick, using up enough of their reserve time just to make sure they're okay. They do have quite a bit of AoE. Sand King, Keeper of the Light, Faceless Void. I mean, if they really want to, they could go Gyrocopter mid. I saw that once or twice as well. Not really a fan favorite, not a favorite of mine either. Invoker's still in the pool. Lina is still in the pool. Lina and Invoker could both work well here. Especially with the control and the zoning that Infamous already has. If they manage to get good tornadoes off, let's actually just see. Death Prophet, okay. Okay. Let's see how this one pans out. Have a quick look. I know those 1 or 2 small changes with Death Prophet, but not that much. I know it was a couple, movement speed was increased a bit, and the Spirit Siphon, it drains for 4, 6, 8 to 10 speed instead of only slowing. So it actually drains speed now. So not that much of a difference, but a difference nonetheless. Okay, just waiting for the game to start, and let me pull up some more stats here, just so that I semi-know what I'm talking about. Semi-know what I'm talking about. Just want to be able to check the scores, the draft, and of course Twitch chat. Gotta love Twitch chat. Game's about to start here. Playmakers versus Infamous Young. Some of the names I know a little bit, but not completely. So I do apologize if I mispronounce any of the names or if I call them by the hero names itself. But there's going to be Stinger on Grimstroke, Koala on Rubik, Kotaro, maybe? On the Juggernaut, Faker on the Dragonite, King Tekka on the Doom. So those are the heroes of... Well, let's just get... Before I actually forget to...
Excellent idea.
Change things. Just make sure that I have everything right and set up. First stream of the day, so... Always just good to make sure that everything is good and sorted. Lots of tips coming through. I'll have a look and actually see what's going on there. Anyway, let's have a look here at the side of Infamous. Sand King on the bottom lane here with the Ogre Magi. Is this actually going to be a full-on tri-lane? Yeah, Faceless Void going top. Tri-lane is going to be run bottom with Sand King as well as the Ogre and Keeper of the Light. So going to be putting pressure up on the Juggernaut. And I mean, Juggernaut doesn't have a lot of HP. That's why, of course, one of his abilities is a healing ward. Just keeps him alive a little bit longer. But with the amount of spam coming through, Infamous might be able to put a significant amount of pressure on the side of Playmakers here. Nope, seems like they're just going to be running back. Scouts it out lanes a bit. Where is everyone going? Oh. Playmakers actually get 3 runes here. So well done to Playmakers getting up these 3 runes. I thought that the side of Infamous Young would be a little bit more aggressive, but they have decided to switch lanes up. So there's going to be top lane Sand King and Keeper of the Light, and bottom lane going to be the Faceless Void and the Ogre. Now Ogre will have to be careful that he doesn't just get run on 286 movement speed versus 302. The spin will be a lot. So there is, I think, more first blood potential coming through on the side of Playmakers here on this, well, in this lane, on the side of Infamous. Meanwhile, middle lane should be pretty static between these two. It will most likely just be a farm fest. And top lane, they actually nearly missed first blood. Sand King up versus, well, yeah, Grimstroke and Doom actually do quite a bit of damage here. That was a salve being used up by the Sand King. They still have 1 salve left here on the Keeper of the Light. Of course, prioritizing the farm on the Sand King. Might actually be on the Keeper of the Light here. I don't know the players, so it's going to be interesting to see who they decide to prioritize on. And is there a spin coming through? There's the lift coming through. Is there going to be a spin? This might actually be the first blood. Ogre is in a lot of trouble trying to run away, but he won't be able to. The Rubik takes first blood and, well, game's on. Less than 2 minutes in. That's going to give this bottom lane a massive, well, not lead, but a massive advantage coming through. So we'll start pressuring up the tower as well. She's getting a couple of hits in. We'll back out. But Ogre has to be careful because he can't really trade hits. If he just drops low and if the Jugger just keeps on hitting him, getting 1 or 2 crits off, and then just spins, Ogre will die every single time. I mean, Jugger doesn't really care that he's being harassed out. No bashes coming through from the Void either. Gonna have to try and see where I need to keep my focus on which lane, because first bloods might be, or not first bloods, but more kills might be coming out here pretty soon, especially on the Sand King. Grimstroke, does do a lot of damage, and there is no salve, oh well, there's lost salve being used. You know, bottom lane, there's the first bash that I've seen up on the Rubik. We'll zoom out a bit while they fight everywhere. Nope, top lane, come on. Quite a bit of action everywhere. Only a level 1 Illuminate right now, so not doing that much in regard to the harassment. But as soon as that level 2 comes up, it's quite a big power, well, you know, damage spike, jumping from 200 to 300 every couple of seconds. And as you can see, it's not really, oh, middle lane. Yeah, I won't really, like I said, that's just a farm fest. The second level in Illuminate doesn't really do anything to the cooldown, but that's why the damage is so much higher. And is it going to be the second level up in Illuminate? Nope, first up in Chakra, so at level 4 we'll see that second level in Illuminate. The Chakra is just to be able to spam more, to be, you know, to make sure that he has enough to constantly keep those Illuminates up. You know, this bottom lane is, oh, I missed it. I was looking at this top lane the whole time and I still missed it. They actually nearly managed to get the trade up on the Doom, and Doom needs to eat a creep very quickly. What creeps he actually gonna get? Yep, and just look at that. 17 HP regen with 3 mangoes. Nah, they won't get anything further from this. Just trying to heal up. Not even giving up. Oh, yeah, they do manage to get the Doom. Well, that just popped. Level 2 up in stun. Did not think they would actually get that kill. Especially with only a level 1 on Illuminate there. But bottom lane, what I wanted to say was level 4 up on the Juggernaut. He is sitting comfortable 22 and 3. versus the Void in this lane, 21-1. So nearly an even trade coming out here, but I think the experience, oh, a little bit of a lag there. The experience, though, favoring the Juggernaut significantly. Meanwhile, middle lane, it is the DK leading 28-8 versus 21-4 up on the Death Prophet. So not a massive lead for the DK, but a very static start. Only 1k at this point, 5 minutes into the game. And Ogre, well, just eating a couple of those like right clicks. Go on. Any kills? No kills. At 5 minutes in, 3 kills. It is in favor of Playmakers currently, sitting on 2-1. The Dragonite also doing very well, 32-10. I mean, those 10 denies, that is significant, you know, considering that you actually get gold when you deny now. So there you go. DK is level 6, level 5 still up on the Death Prophet. And DK will just start pressuring out the tower, getting 1 or 2 hits in, making sure that the dot damage does stack up. And are we going to see any TPs coming in from Infamous Young? No TPs. Rubik just comes through, gets a lift, a Dragon Tail stun up on the Dragonite, and this tower will probably be around a quarter HP, if not lower, by the end of this push. So Playmakers flexing their muscles quite a bit here in the early game. TP coming in from Death Prophet, does not have 6 just yet. And obviously any kind of, well, there's the hammer coming down, or the blade coming down, of course, Infernal Blade up on the Keeper of the Light. Can they get the kill here on the Sand King? Sand King does not have, he does have a stun available, but it won't really do anything. Only 1 level up in Caustic Finale as well. He will be forced to heal up, but they don't have any healing. So he has to be very careful, because if this Doom just runs at him with another Infernal Blade and a clap, he might just die from that alone. And the Shrine used here on the top lane by Playmakers. We're going to see them just jump in straight towards the Sand King. Sand King's moving into the jungle. And the middle lane is going to drop. And 1, 2, well, Death Prophet wants to make sure that he at least gets the deny. Nope, no deny needed, but the Dragonite is in a lot of trouble. He might have just sacrificed himself to actually be able to get that tower. I'm not sure if it's really a good trade, considering that they actually killed off the Death Prophet, and this will put the DP straight back in. 7.5 minutes in, counter pressure on the tier 1 tower. Infamous Young won't be able to, I doubt they'll be able to actually get this tower with this push. But as much chip damage as possible, as you can see, he's standing just outside of the range, making sure that the Ghost at least attack it. And you see an engagement on the bottom lane. Do they manage to get the Void? The spin is there. And the Grimstroke, of course, this might actually just... Oh, they don't have any stuns here, that's fine. I mean, Grimstroke, in my opinion, is a completely overpowered hero, especially... You know, since a lot of people don't really know how to play up against Sand King, might be in a bit of trouble right now. Infernal Blade was used. Doom onto the Sand King. Are we going to see a deny? They're going to try and actually get it. There's the deny. Coming to you by the Faceless Void. Now they want to turn around onto the Dragonite, but no bash is coming in. And Dragonite just stands there. 2 braces up. And he won't really care, considering it's 6% magic resistance on both. Total of 37% magic res. That's what I like about the new patch as well. Oh wait, we might actually see a jump coming in onto the Sand King. Sand King is silenced up right now. He's stunned up as well, and here comes the spin. He won't be able to do anything. He does have a stun, but it would not get him out of range, considering the stun is only level 2. So 5-2 up in favor of Playmakers. Back to talking about the bracers here. Bracers, null talismans, and wraith bands, they don't build into anything, but they have been buffed as like small items. So you will see sometimes 2, 3, or even 4 of those items being picked up early on. But that is to try and, you know, either further your lead and go straight into the late game items, or it's a comeback mechanic. It's a cheap mid-game item if you start stacking them up, considering you can't build them into anything and you have to sell them eventually. But it allows you to be able to fight earlier. You know, it allows you to farm faster as well. You know, depending on the hero. For example, the Juggernaut picking up 2 Wraith Bands, giving him plus 12 attack speed in total and 16 agility in total between the two. Will allow him to actually take fights a lot earlier and also, you know, farm in the jungle where he needs to. Not just the casual, you know, Blade of Alacrity, which basically is what it's worth. We're not top lane. The engagement is there. There is no Doom coming up, and here's the Chronosphere coming through. Will they actually be able to get the Doom? They should. One more hit needed, and now they want to turn around. Can they get onto the Juggernaut? Juggernaut does not have enough for his ultimate. That's 2 heroes down. The damage coming through from the Death Prophet's ultimate is insane. That's 4 heroes down. In exchange for nothing. Keeper of the Light ultimate, Will of the Wisp was also used, so all 3 large or long duration cooldowns were used up here. Faceless Void, Death Prophet, as well as the Will of the Wisps on the Keeper of the Light. Actually did not even focus on that. I could hear it, but I didn't realize that the Keeper dropped his as well. So all of a sudden, Infamous Young just coming back, making the game completely even with those 4 kills. Having a look at the net worth, Dragonite all of a sudden, not Dragonite, Death Prophet all of a sudden leads the net worth shots. That was after she got a couple of kills, 3 kills. With that, she's sitting around 300 ahead of the Juggernaut. And this game is back even between the two. 60-second cooldown up for the Keeper of the Light. So they won't want to fight just yet, considering their ultimates are, you know, on a pretty long, you know, duration. They'll just want to farm up. And Playmakers knows this. They actually want to maybe take a fight, considering the long CD ultis up on the side of Infamous Young, and they're just going to jump in forward. Is the Silence going to be there? Onto the Faceless Void. The Sun is going to be onto Grimstroke right now. Can they actually burst down the Faceless Void before he can time walk away? They do. So getting a counter kill, knowing their timings. And Keeper of the Light will just be in this top lane. Actually going to max out his Chakram a bit. We'll have a 4-star up pretty soon. And Doom was used on the Sand King. He's running in forward. Gets the Infernal Blade. Only level 2. Sand King might actually... No, he won't. He does drop, and they do manage to get a counter kill onto the Grimstroke. Is that a silence? No silence. Just the standard stun. I think possibly multicast. Middle top lane. Keeper of the Light did drop. And a tier 1 for tier 2 trade-off maybe. Nope, Infamous Young decides to back off. So, Playmakers getting a tier 2 maybe for free. There is no glyph available. But deep TP is coming in, and the stun as well onto the Juggernaut. There's an extra silence as well. Will they be able to get the Juggernaut? He does start spinning away. Bash coming through here from the Faceless Void, and that does secure then the kill. So they do manage to save their tier 2 tower. But the problem is, the side of Playmakers just has complete map control now, with their tower still up, mostly on at least 50% or more HP. And all 3 tier 1 towers are down on the side of Infamous Young, including, well, around 90% of the tier 2 top. As soon as Playmakers can get this tower down, they will start taking control of this entire section. As you can see, they already have deep wards down so that they can just try and take control of the enemy jungle. But Infamous Young, they do have all their big ultis up. Well, except for the second. But the Chronosphere as well as the Exorcism both are up. Keeper of the Light, oh sorry, is on the bottom lane. Also does have his Will of the Wisps. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Infamous Young actually going in for a fight now, trying to force or even take a fight. TP's coming in from the Rubik. Do they want to try and contest this, or... Yeah, Infamous Young decide to just back off right now. They don't know where the rest are. They don't have any... Well, they do have this ward. So they do see a few people coming in, but... Keeper of the Light might be in a bit of trouble right now. Dragonite, he's busy running in. Does get scouted out. And Keeper just moves into the trees, does have a TP available, and will just decide to TP straight out mid. 70 gold needed for that forced off. But the smoke's used. Big ultis are up. They decide, well, let's just go for a kill. The Doom is actually a very good target, and they do decide to run up here onto the high ground, trying to flank the Doom. Doom knows something's up, and I think they actually smoke straight on the under this ward. I don't know. Yeah, I think they smoked under the wood. So, where's the smoke here from Infamous Young? The sentry not scouting out that ward. And they'll just decide to back off right now. They can possibly start putting pressure on this tier 2 tower on the bottom lane just to try and force the DK back. I mean, DK has popped his ult. Has already used around half of it. So, should be able to bring this tower down to under a quarter HP. And yeah, Infamous Young decides to trade. I honestly think it's the best option for them. Glyph is used to try and slow this down, which means DK will actually stay on this top lane and will force out a tier 2 for a tier 2. The side of Playmakers actually grouping up here towards the bottom lane, waiting, probably going to be waiting for the TPs in. Yeah, trying to catch anyone out here. But no, Infamous Young just decide, well, let's go for high ground. This is actually very problematic for Playmakers. This tier 2 tower is nearly down already, sitting on under half HP. And they decide to back off. The ultimate is down from the Death Prophet. Significant amount of damage done to the tier 3. And Playmakers, only the Grimstroke was caught out here. Can they actually do anything to try and help out the Grimstroke? Nope. But Grimstroke did manage to get his ultimate off. Are we going to see any kind of follow-up? Nope. They just decide to back up. It's happening. Oh, I missed the kill on Face's Void. Okay, I missed that kill. Keeper of the Light, trying to push out the bottom lane, trying to get that tier 1. Just give me a second, guys. I just need to check out something. Sorry about this, guys. I won't be much longer. Just need to make sure about stream stuff. Okay, let's have a look on the middle lane right now. Okay, come back. Keeper of the Light does have a 4-staff up, working towards that Glimmer Cape. And faces forward, working towards the Shadow Blade as well. Oh, there's a pause coming in. Oh. Let's just quickly have a look as to why there's a pause. Let's quickly jump onto Discord. Okay, I'm back. Game is back as well. Rush is going to be up. Let's have a quick look here. I mean, Infamous doesn't have the fastest rush taking lineup. They do have Exorcism though, as well as a Mask of Madness up on the Faceless Void, so it will help a little bit. But let's see. There's the Chronosphere onto 2 heroes right now. Grimstroke being focused on. Grimstroke is dead. Now they want to take on the Dragon Knight as well. The Will of the Wisp is also used. Here comes the Omni Slash from the Dragon Knight. Oh, not from the Dragon Knight, from the Juggernaut. Onto 2 heroes. Does manage to pick off the Faceless Void. On the backlines, the Ogre does drop. I mean, that's a big chrono. But they only managed to get one from that. Keeper of the Light did drop his Will of the Wisp, but just too late because the Juggernaut managed to get his ultimate off there, bringing 3 heroes down extremely low. Blinding Light being stolen here by the Rubik. The first one being taken up here by Playmakers. Of course, being given to the Juggernaut. He's working his way up towards that Manta style. We'll have it shortly. Being 20 minutes in, 5k in front. Playmakers does have a significant lead, but there's no outer towers remaining, so they can't feed off the towers anymore. They will have to try and get a tier 3 before they can get the shrines up. And from the side of Infamous, their ultimate, 40 seconds. Ultimate is back. Well, is there... I mean, within the next like 30 odd minutes, you might actually just see them want to group up, want to actually move in to try and get a kill somewhere. Needed to sort out some of the Discord stuff for the streams, etc. So we will be restarting the stream after this game. So those of you guys watching, just stay tuned. The game will be back in a couple of minutes after that. But there's a stun onto the Rubik. Can they actually? Oh, there's a center as well. Lift onto the Sand King. Sand King being brought back. Is it? Or are they just gonna waste up? No Doom available just yet. But Sand King, I think you're just dead, buddy. Sand King does drop. And being down for 40 seconds, does have a Blink Dagger up, does not, well yeah, does also have buyback. He's still only level 13, so we might though see Playmakers push out towards the bottom lane. They haven't actually touched any of the tier 3s compared to the top tier 3 being brought to around a quarter HP by Infamous. But Infamous, they've just been getting picked off. They haven't managed to actually get, I mean, it was an insane chrono that actually happened over here, but they didn't have anything to follow up with when the chrono was there. They managed to get one pick, but the Juggernaut just Omni slashed the way, well, to I'm not going to say to victory, but to ensure the fight. Let's see if Infamous can defend from this. They do have a Faceless Void. He is Shadowbladed up right now, trying to get a good Chronosphere. Can he actually get 2 or more heroes in? No, there's the stun coming in forward, and a blink it for there by the Dragon Knight, going in onto the Keeper of the Light. Keeper of the Light cannot do anything at this point. Does have his ultimate, manages to get out of that. There's 2 heroes, 3 heroes here that are very low on the side of Playmakers. They do manage to get the 1 hero. Dragon Knight is in a lot of trouble. Sand King ultimate epicenter, trying to focus on the backlines, does get a stun off there as well. There's the blink in forward, the jump in forward from the Faceless Void, does manage to get a good bash up on the Doom. That's 3 heroes down from the side of Playmakers. They want to go for more. Grimstroke is in a lot of trouble. 1 more hit needed, and that's going to be a multicast to secure a 4-0 wipe. That's everything the side of Infamous Young needed and more. They did not kill the Juggernaut with the Aegis, but it was extremely close, getting 2 heroes up in that Chronosphere as well. 2 heroes probably overextending, and also getting that Glimmer Cape save up on the Keeper of the Light. He managed to survive barely, but being able to get out of that, drop his Will of the Wisps. Well, that's the fight that we're looking for. Bringing the net worth all the way down to only 3k. So if you have a look at that, down from just around 7 to around 3k, experience is hovering around the 2,500, which isn't a significant margin at 25 minutes in the game. But Playmakers still have the lead right now. And knowing that the big ults are down on the side of Infamous Young, they might just decide to move in forward. They do have Dragon Form available as well as Omni Slash. There's not still 20 seconds left. Lincoln was popped there with a blink in forward by the Dragon Knight. And now they decide to just move in forward onto middle lane as well as bottom. You get the stun onto the Sand King, trying to focus everywhere at once. Sand King's in a lot of trouble. Sand King does drop. They don't have any of their big ults to try and stop this push. That's the problem with like only being left. Well, okay, yeah, that Prophet does drop extremely quick, and that was the ultimate cast for the Will of the Wisp, but it doesn't really help. It's going to be the bottom lane of Brax. Infamous Young has the heroes, but the problem is everyone is still so low level by the time. I mean, it's only 25 minutes in the game, so being level 16 isn't being a low level. It's just their respawn timers aren't that high. And 2 buybacks being used here. Outside of Infamous, they have to try and get something out of this. Have a look at this Doom sitting on 48 HP regen per second. And he, of course, has the attack speed aura. He doesn't even have the HP regen aura, which will push that to close to around 60. Can they actually kill him? Oh, right now, there's a stun coming in from the Sand King. Is there going to be any lucky bashes? There's the bash from the Void. But they're throwing everything on this Doom as well as the kitchen sink. They finally bring him down. But if that's what you have to go through to actually get a kill on the Doom, you're struggling. Sand King setting up with that Crimson Guard Blink as well as Hood, trying to gain physical as well as magical damage for his team, considering they are up against the Rubik, of course, with the Arcane Supremacy, what is now called, which gives you spell amplification and debuff amplification. Okay, the side of Playmakers has to be careful now. Most of the big ults are up on the side of Infamous Young, and we might actually see them, want to use this or try and use this. There's a smoke up on any of the supports. There is a smoke up on the Ogre. And are they going to group up to use it or not? They do run into the Juggernaut. Juggernaut, is he going to be stunned up? He does have his Omni Slash if he needs it, but there's a big stun coming in from the Sand King as well as a Chrono onto 2 heroes. They want to go into the Juggernaut, but the Basil's Void is being lifted up. Juggernaut is still alive right now. Everyone is still alive coming through here. The Will of the Wisp was also used. It is trying to do quite a bit, but the Basil's Void does drop first, followed up by the Sand King, and the Juggernaut Omni Slash is bouncing between everyone. Multicast up onto the Rubik. The Rubik does actually drop after that. Well, after everything, but the problem is there's still 4 heroes alive on the side of Playmakers, and a lot happened there. I got tongue-tied. I wanted to say Faceless Void jumping between everyone, but that was Juggernaut. GG, well played, coming through, and Playmakers taking game 1 off the back of quite a few very good fights. Infamous Young had long cooldowns on their long ultimate cooldowns, and Playmakers just utilized that. As soon as everything was down on Infamous, they just decided to push. Guys, on that note, stay tuned. The stream will go off for roughly around 5 minutes. And after that, we will just restart the stream and we'll be back with game number 2 shortly.